What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. As always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, helps out huge. Hit the subscribe if you're new because, hey, we're going to be doing a ton of Giants content on this channel over the next, 5-6 months. Tons of Giants content, Giants live streams, Giants games, all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys will tune in. And hopefully the New York Giants have a much better season than they've had in the last 5 seasons combined. Obviously, under new direction with General Manager Joe Schoen and Assistant GM Brandon Brown, Coach Dable, and coordinators Martindale and Kafka, we're hoping to see the New York Giants have a turnaround season in 2022. How does that start? Well, it starts with Daniel Jones. And let's talk about Daniel Jones' camp performance today. Threw a couple picks. That's right, Daniel Jones threw a couple of interceptions in red zone drills. One of them was particularly ugly to Darnay Holmes. So let's just talk about that. Obviously, Daniel Jones has struggled in the red zone pretty much his entire career. Well, maybe not his entire career, but the last 2 seasons under Joe Judge, he certainly struggled mightily and has have the New York Giants offense. So you hope that Daniel Jones can clean that up. However, let's talk about what really happened. Daniel Jones looked fantastic in training camp today, and that's a good sign. Rebounding from the 2 interceptions, threw a bunch of really good touchdowns. Saquon Barkley caught one, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Kadarius Toney. So, I mean, Daniel Jones obviously rebounded. Again, the Giants' success is going to hinge on Daniel Jones, especially on the offensive side of the football. And they were asked about questions about Daniel Jones. What does he have to do to have a successful season? They kind of rebuffed the questions. Just said, listen, he needs continuity, right? And Daniel Jones has been put in a bad situation. The Giants have done him no favors at all. This is the 3rd head coach he's played under in 4 years. I don't know how many offensive coordinators because we've had a bunch of them get fired in the middle of the year. What, 5? 5 offensive coordinators? The rotating door of wide receivers and injuries that have plagued the wide receiver core and the backfield and everything else. The offensive line, which has been less than impressive, to put it nicely. So he really hasn't had a fair shake, and hopefully this year he does. I've said the best case scenario, the Giants are not going to give this guy a massive contract. That is not going to happen because he does not belong to Joe Schoen or Brian Dable. They're not his quarterback. Best case scenario is Daniel Jones has a monster season. The Giants have a great year for them. I'm not talking about winning the Super Bowl for us. Great year would be 9-8, make the playoffs. And Daniel Jones has a really good season where he's in the top half of the quarterback play in the league, and they give him, they tag him, and he comes back for a 5th year, and they say, prove it again, and then maybe they look at give him a contract. That's best case scenario for me. What I would hope would happen with the New York Giants, what I hope happens with Daniel Jones. Everyone's like, who's the next quarterback? I hope the next quarterback is Daniel Jones. It'd be the best thing ever if we didn't have to address the quarterback situation in the offseason, but Daniel Jones is going to have to, prove that he can do it. He hasn't proven that over the course of his NFL career so far. I know he had some pretty nice games his rookie season, but he had a lot of bad games too. But he did look really good in training camp today. Obviously, that's good news for the Giants. The other guy that looked really good in training camp today was Kadarius Toney. And this is something that you definitely want to hear. They said he looked healthy, he looked fresh, and it showed on the field. And a lot of people have said Kadarius Toney is the X factor when it comes to the New York Giants offense this season. Daniel Jones is the main factor. I don't think Daniel Jones is the X factor. An X factor is kind of a guy you expect to step up off the page. Daniel Jones has to be the main guy. Saquon Barkley also has to be a main guy. Kadarius Toney is definitely the X factor. He's a guy that can take any pass the distance of the field, whether that's running down the field or making a bunch of guys miss in the secondary. He showed flashes of that. The quick twitchiness in the secondary, the ability to make defenders miss. He's definitely very shifty and very hard to bring down in the open field. And this would definitely spread the field out for the New York Giants. And again, I believe that Kadarius Toney's worth is going to help Daniel Jones massively. These 2 guys can stay healthy and they can build a rapport, and Kadarius Toney can get a full training camp. Daniel Jones can get a full training camp, and they get that chemistry. Eli and Odell Beckham had it immediately, and I've said this before, I don't expect Daniel Jones to be Eli Manning. I don't expect Kadarius Toney to be Odell Beckham. However, there's no doubt Eli and Odell helped one another get better. Eli Manning had the two best statistical seasons of his career in 14 and 15 when Odell Beckham got there. Unfortunately, the Giants weren't very good. Odell Beckham was a great receiver for the New York Giants. Obviously, once he went to Cleveland, he kind of battled injuries. He fell off a little bit, and he's battling another injury again. I still, in the back of my brain, or like in the bottom of my heart, I swear to God, Beckham's going to finish his career at the Giants. I had that feeling. I don't know why. I had that feeling. But again, I believe that should be the plan. You get Daniel Jones back there, you get 3 5-step drops, you get the ball out to Kadarius Toney, you let the man work. You get Daniel Jones back there, throw the ball out in the flat to Saquon Barkley, and then you mix up the deep ball. But I think short, quick, safe passes for Daniel Jones would be the best thing for this Giants offense. I don't know if that's the offense that they're going to run. It seems like they kind of went in that direction when they drafted Wan'Dale Robinson in the second round, that they kind of want to get the ball out quick and have these guys make plays down the field. We really only have one guy. I don't even know if you want to say that Kenny Golladay could stretch the field, but he's really like the only true outside receiver we have. I don't really consider Darius Slayton that guy anymore. He's probably fifth in the depth chart at this point behind Sterling Shepard if he's healthy, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, and Kenny Golladay. And obviously Shep, Toney, and Wan'Dale Robinson are guys that are going to work the middle of the field. Saquon Barkley could go out and wheel route and try to get the mismatch in the linebacker, things like that, because the way you could stretch the field. But I don't really see that happening a lot. The Giants will definitely take some shots on the field, and I would like to see them take some shots. But again, I think the quick, short, safe passes, get the ball out of Jones' hands, alleviate the pass rush, don't put so much pressure on the offensive line, don't make Daniel Jones think too much about what he's doing in the pocket, thinking about making mistakes. Just let him go back and react, get the ball out, and see where it goes. And then, you know what? If the fences start to play for that, they start to kind of play zone in the middle of the field, and you get some one-on-one matchups on the outside, that's when you take your shot. And that's really what the New York Giants have to do. Or if you see some zone defenses, you got to check out of it, go to an audible, run the ball. You know, and Saquon Barkley's going to have to be able to run the ball very effectively this year. Saquon Barkley has got to be healthy. If the Giants can stay healthy, and it's a huge if, because we all know that they haven't been able to stay healthy. Most of their key players have gone down, including Daniel Jones, every year of his career. Saquon Barkley, since his rookie season, has not had a full season. He's dealt with a lot of unfortunate injuries, but he's been injured. Kadarius Toney could not stay injury-free last year. Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard continuously got injured. Right out of the gate, our tight end Daniel Bellinger also on the PUP list, which kind of sucks. And that's why when the Giants looked at Eric Ebron, I'm like, you might as well bring him in here. I really don't know. We have Ricky Seals-Jones. I don't even know who to throw the ball. We definitely could use some help at the tight end spot. I also want to say Cordell Flott looked really good out there as well today. I read that he looked really good. Again, you take this with a grain of salt. You know, when you talk about Daniel Jones looked great and Kadarius Toney looked great, I always say, how do you judge that? You say, oh man, the defense don't look good, they're getting torn up. Or if Daniel Jones throws 4 interceptions, you go, God, Daniel Jones looked terrible. Do you say the defense looks really good? For me, it's always hard to judge in preseason, but seeing as how the offense has definitely been the unit that's been way behind the defense on this team, hearing good news about Kadarius Toney and Daniel Jones is certainly things that we want to hear as Giants fans during the preseason and, you know, training camp and preseason games. And we want to hear about the offense succeeding, because the offense has been really bad, has dragged the team down. And if your offense is good and you can sustain drives and stay in the field and score points, it takes more pressure off the defense, and the defense will be even better. If the Giants can play with a lead with the way Wink Martindale likes to run his aggressive schemes, you could definitely see a lot of sacks for guys like Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau if they're healthy. Same thing with Leonard Williams. I think Leonard Williams will be helped out quite a bit by Wink's system, bringing pressure from the outsides, which will allow Leonard Williams maybe to get some one-on-one matchups on the interior, and it should also help Dexter Lawrence as well. I'm anxious to see what these guys bring. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't say that I'm optimistic about the Giants because I know we have a long ways to go, but I'm very anxious to see the way we implement the game plan, the things that we do, because I do believe that these guys, with the way they coach, are going to get the most out of the players. But then again, I thought that with Joe Judge, so you take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, that's all I got in this video. I'll be live for the Yankees and Mets tonight. If you want to come by, the Yankees need a rebound. The Yankees have been playing really bad. Ain't really a great pitching matchup in our favor. Max Scherzer versus Domingo Germán. But I do love calling Yankee games, and I'll be live for that tonight. You want to swing by about 6:55. But I wanted to share what I thought about training camp, and hopefully, like I said, the offense continues to shine because the offense is going to need to step it up in 2022 if we're going to be a competitive football team. So all I got in this video. Enjoy the rest of your hump day. It is the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.